On our next show, we feature magician Omar Olusion. Welcome to Magic Mike's Castle webcast and podcast.
Omar has just received an invitation to party with Spike TV.
Let me introduce you to Omar Olusion. Take it away, Omar.
They just see something that's not there. That's called an illusion. That's how magic works. Like a good relationship, right? Don't agree. She's right behind you, baby. She's like, say it, go ahead, say it.
Have you guys been hypnotized before? You don't have Netflix? I was in the capital of Puerto Rico in Bushwick today, actually. So you guys been there?
Let's remember the laws for Omar.
That king of hearts there? Oh, the other one? Did you mean the sixth stage in that one? Good one, actually, round of
What did you say?
Ace of Hearts.
I heard it. I'm sorry, but the Ace of Hearts is what you meant? Wow.
That's trick I know. Thank you. That'll be nice.
Hi.
And we're back with amazing magician Omar Olusion. I'm so glad you've agreed to join us this day, Omar.
Thank you kindly. I'm appreciative and happy to talk about magic.
Yay! You're one of New York's busiest working magicians. I've seen your promo, I've seen you work. You are a naturally funny guy. And isn't that what entertaining is all about? It's not just the showing of magic tricks mechanically. It's not just the amazement factor which you have, but it's audience participation and the entertainment factor. How old were you when you started doing magic?
Wow. Maybe 11, 12, close, somewhere around there.
Yes. And can you remember one of the very first illusions you ever performed?
I do actually. It was Professor's Nightmare.
Ah, the 3-rope trick.
Yes.
I love it. Isn't that a main staple in so many magicians' acts nowadays, or forever? It's amazing, and what I do when I have kids helping me is I give each one a rope for them to examine, because invariably a kid or an adult is going to scream out, oh, they stretch or whatever, but they look and they see that they're normal ropes, and it's easy to do, but it's still an amazing stumper. I'll call it a stumper for most people. And I'm sure with your personality, I bet you when you were young, when you were that age, you had personality as well. You were probably a natural, weren't you?
I was a natural with learning the moves, but I'll be honest, I took a lot of my lines, canned lines, that now I understand they were classics. I used to take them for the professionals I was watching. I used to watch Michael, oh my God.
Amar?
Not Omar, the gentleman with the lip. He was a comedian, magician, Michael Finney.
Oh, Michael Finney, yes.
Yeah, him, Amazing Jonathan. Who else? Rich Kamada. Yeah, I got quite a list. We can be here all day.
Oh, sure. These are hysterical guys. They're funny magicians, but they're also they present their tricks in the end as stumpers, as wow, how was that done? And you're entertained all the way along until even the final moment of the mystical revelation. I don't know where I'm coming up with these terms right now, but nonetheless, there they are. And I find you're very much like that too. The audiences just love you. It must be your vibe, it must be your energy, but there's something about you. As soon as you come out, people are loving you. You've won them over. And isn't that almost half the battle, is that the audiences will like you?
Well, yeah, definitely. I learned how to read a crowd mostly from a DJ. So I moonlight as a DJ, and you have to know the people, what they're moving to, what they're dancing to. Same idea with magic. You got to kind of read their vibes and know what jokes will work, what references they will get, and so on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm wondering about this. If you use this technique, it's something that I try to do. I succeeded in my 9 years of doing my TV show, is on one level I appealed to kids. Kids loved it. They took it for face value. And on so many other levels, the adults appreciated it. And I have a funny feeling you work that way as well.
I dabble on the line a lot. I like dancing on it just to see how far I can take it.
And that's dangerous. That line, that tightrope can be a little bit dangerous. And we just want to sometimes step over and like, no, we better not say that or do that. And, you know, if our audiences out there could only read the magician, the performer's mind, they'd realize, holy cow, they want to say so much more and can't. So restraint is a big deal in performing arts altogether, but in magic, unless you get into the vibe of the kid shows, then for me, I'm like one of them. I'm like one of the kids, and I know not what to say, but I'll also hint maybe with my eyes or whatever to the adults. And how do you find... And I know the answer to this already, but for the non-magicians out there and for the magicians out there who are just starting out, we want to mystify our audiences. We want to fool them essentially, but we want to fool them in a good way. We don't want to create that adversarial situation where adults and kids, they want to go, oh, we know how that's done, which they will go like that anyway. But the adults can be so jaded. How do you appeal to them?
Well, being a parent, you already know the stresses that they're having. Living with the children, you know they're going to need a break. So pretty much a lot of the time the party, yes, although for the children, it's a break for the parents. The kids are mingling amongst each other. So I already know once I step into the household or into the Zoom room, depending on the gig, I can read the crowd fairly well. If the parents are talking amongst each other and not paying attention to the show, I don't take it as disrespect. I see it as, okay, they need their time. I will focus on the children. And I'm very good at keeping their attention. So, and I mean, if I'm going to aim at the adults, I would say if I see one or two parents either laughing at some of the jokes that I'm doing or even like shouting back at me, I'll play back and forth. You know, I'm not a stuck to the script kind of guy. I'm able to go off of it when needed, just to banter and come right back to it. You know?
Absolutely. That's one of the things I love about performing in general. My medium is magic, although I sing and play professionally as well, guitar. And I hide behind magic for my music playing, so I'll stick in some music numbers. But I find all audiences are fantastic. Even when, we might get off of a show, we might be finished, and we might go, oh, that didn't go as well. And yet in their eyes, it went fantastic. So we can be our own worst critic. We might do a 120% in the audience's eyes and the parents' eyes. But sometimes seeing through our eyes, it's sometimes jaded. It's sometimes like, oh, it didn't go that well. I could have said this or I could have done that. And, there's many times when I love improvising as well. I love going off script, if you will. And sometimes that's when a lot of the jewels, if you will, are born, or the gems, especially with the kids. Sometimes kids will come out with the most amazing lines, the funniest lines, and I'll keep those for next show maybe. I'll find a way to work that in. Do you find that true of your shows too?
Of course. Yeah, off the cuff always works. And then if it's killing the crowd and you can use it again, try it a couple more times. Once I get 3 laughs consistently at shows, that's it. It's in the script for good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with Omar Olusion right after this.
Producer and host of his specials on social media based on his magical books of the same name, Dr. Michael, Magic Mike Likey, is also a clinical hypnotherapist and doctor of theocentric psychology. Having performed more than 250 shows a year in the mid-80s and 90s, he also produced and starred in the world's longest regularly produced TV shows in Winnipeg, Canada for 9 years, and guested regularly on broadcast television and starred in A Medieval Feast for 10 years. Star of stage and television, Magic Mike Likey performs illusions large and small and will teach you the secrets of the magical arts, both in person and virtually. This is Magic Mike Likey.
And we're back with magician Omar Olusion, such a versatile, funny entertainer. He's one of the busiest working magicians in New York. And I want to talk to you, Omar, about virtual magic, what they call virtual magic nowadays. And it's a necessity, but I'm also hoping that once this whole COVID thing is done, that we're going to have the option. Because as you know, you've produced many shows. You've produced one in particular that I was in, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I hope I'll be called back for more shows. And we'll talk about the productions maybe in the next segment, how amazing you are behind the scenes as well. Well, I'm actually going to go there. You saved my butt. I needed music. I had my music, and oftentimes my wife will work the music behind the scenes. So I was prepared to do that. But also at the same time, you know, if we're doing the music live, it may not come across so well in the final edit, in the final production, or even live, because it's muffled or whatever. It's not coming through the system, if you will. And I asked you, I said, Omar, what do I do? And you kindly, well, as the producer, I'm assuming you have a gamut of effects and things that you can do behind the scenes to make us look good. You kindly offered to do the music. All I had to do was just send you, in this case it was MP3s, and you were able to put that in at the correct times in my show, freeing me up mentally to not worry. I was even gonna have my phone nearby and you know, click it at the appropriate time and the music goes. But this way, it's worry-free. And isn't that important though? Like, we as magicians or performers, we just want to be able to do our thing and have the techies or the behind-the-scenes pros, I like to refer to you guys as that, behind-the-scenes pros who make us look good, handle the stuff. How do you feel about that? Do you prefer one or the other, or do you love it all?
Well, I guess, you know, constantly performing, you do want that break sometimes. So as magicians who are professionals, we also have our own separate hobbies. For me, it's DJing. I also do art, all that fun stuff. But for me, it's kind of like a DJ gig. Like, when you're DJing for a crowd, you're not in front of them. Although you're being seen and heard, you're the heartbeat of the party. You know what I'm saying? Once that heartbeat skips, everybody's going to feel it. They're going to know. So you got to make sure it goes smooth. No news is good news when it comes to that. For me, I'm okay being in the background because I'm a performer. I understand what you guys need. So I'm glad to give it to you guys from the understanding of a performer.
And you're so appreciated, Omar. You don't know. We can't praise you enough for that level of professionalism. You even go beyond professionalism. You make it look easy. You make the techie part look easy. But I know that's experience. That's technical experience that you have. I want to go back to something I deviated from, and that's virtual performances. Do you prefer one or the other? Do you like performing in front of the screen for mass audiences, or do you just love it all? Does it not matter?
I'm cool with all of it. Each one has its pros, each one has its cons. I like the fact with virtual, you can actually watch yourself perform. It's something we're used to doing when we're rehearsing, so it makes it a little easier to get your footing correct, or yeah, your angles right. And I don't know. For me, the live though, the connection, that nothing comes close with the
Yes,
live connection.
absolutely. The vibe, the energy. You guys are still doing, I believe, Flavors of Magic. I want to give a shout out to Flavors of Magic, and for the magicians out there, there's a Saturday gathering in New York and online, which, if you'll allow me, and I hope you will, to be a little bit a part of that occasionally. I'll be a little bit more freed up in my mind in November, so let's talk a little bit about that, because Flavors of Magic is Sarah, and who I interviewed. This would have aired after Sarah's interview with me, but from the SAM, Society of American Magicians, Sarah has organized Flavors of Magic, and it's more or less a fundraiser for the arts, an arts group, is it not?
It started off after the riots happened with all the dispersing diversity and separating of just too much hatred. She had this idea of uniting magicians that are all from diverse backgrounds as well as diverse learnings of magic, and show that, look, we get along. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people think that magicians rival each other because, oh, that's my trick or this. No, we actually do get along. We're trying to show that publicly. That was the original idea, and then man, it turned into something way bigger. Just a sharing and creating a nice community within our own homes, but globally, it's amazing. Like, for me, there's the magic.
That's absolutely true. It is magic. Flavors of Magic is magic, and hopefully out there you'll get a chance. Google Flavors of Magic, and you'll go to the website, and you'll see who's performing that week or whatever. It's a gala show, if you will, of fun and entertainment, and it goes to a worthy cause. We'll be back right after this.
Enjoy Magic Mike Likey's animated cartoons, comic books, CDs, and DVDs available from Amazon. He's also the author of more than 45 self-help alternative wellness books, as well as instructional magic books, all available from Amazon. Published in international magicians' trade journals, Magic Mike Likey is a member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians and the Society of American Magicians.
And we're back with magician Omar Olusion, who's kindly agreed to share a magic trick. I don't like to call them tricks. I like to call them, especially for people who are not magicians, and for magicians, magic illusions. And you do big and small illusions, Omar. I've seen your promo vid. Share, please, one of your mini miracles with us today.
Would love to. Actually, because I do so many kids shows, the easiest thing to do is the stuff that you bring with you. So why not do something with a balloon? I like to mess with kids because they often try to mess with us back. And let me just show you what I mean. I know they want to catch us as a magician, so I give them the opportunity to do that. Because as soon as I start doing this, kids are screaming, no, it's behind you, oh my God, oh. Of course, you'll be able to see that. Now, it's a little difficult with the angles here, but let me see. If I just turn a little bit, it might look just good for you guys. Now, if you see how it works, just don't tell anybody. Right?
Whoa. Whoa.
Bubblegum.
I love it. I love it.
It doesn't taste as good, so
Whoa.
there we go.
Whoa.
We'll save it for later.
Wow.
Thank you.
There must be a magician around here somewhere. How can people get in touch with you, Omar? Say they want to book you either for virtual magic or live in person. How can they reach you?
Sure. Everything is under Omar Olusion or OmarOlusion.com for the website. So if you have me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of that is Omar Olusion.
Very, very good. And when this airs, we'll have at the bottom of the screen so people can see it very clearly and the spelling and all that. I want to thank you so much for joining us this day, Omar. You baffled us, you amazed us, you amused us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Much appreciated.
And I
Looking
hope
forward to having you back on our show.
Oh, thank you. Definitely. Just count me in whenever. Just say, okay, Mike, you're doing this. I want to thank all of you for joining us this day. We'll see you all really soon.